Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Jurassic World Hammond Collection Juvinile Stegosaurus. Now we're caught up with the whole Hammond Collection, and really quick I just want to say, this might be my last Jurassic Park video for a while, because like I just said, we are now caught up with the Hammond Collection, and I'm sorry, there's not really a lot of, Jurassic Park stuff coming out now that's, interesting me. It's just there's that new, I don't even know anymore. I don't really care about Mattel stuff that much. I like their Hammond collection stuff based on, the first two movies, and even, their Legacy collection I think is really cool. And their 93 Classics collection is great, but, yeah, I'm sorry, a lot of, Mattel Jurassic Park stuff coming out now is just not really interesting to me. I only really buy figures if it's based on, the first two movies. After that, it's I don't really care. So, yeah. For all you Jurassic fans out there, I'm sorry, but it's just, I'm sorry, they're just not doing a lot that interests me. I don't know what to tell you, but we're here now for the Juvenile Stegosaurus, so, yeah. Anyway, I don't really know what else to say, so let's just get right into this. Like usual, to start this review, I'll take a look at the paint, and the painting on this figure is kind of weird. It looks good, but it's just a little weird in my opinion. What do I mean by that? Well, let's get into it. So, as we can see here, most of the figure is casted in this, greenish coloration, which I think looks good, pretty close to what we see in the movie. The dorsal plates here are casted in this brownish coloration with a bit of printing on them, a little bit of black printing, which, again, that looks good. The thagomizers here are painted this, it's grayish brownish color, which, again, looks nice. And same with the toenails here, and the beak, that same grayish, brownish coloration, which I think looks nice. The eyes here are painted brown with black pupils, which looks nice. And then this is where it gets weird for me. We have, a little bit of, yellow here on the face, which, it's weird, because, in the movie, there was no yellow. So the fact that they just included it here, just, why? It just looks really weird. And same with the underside here. We have this, weird, mustard yellow, coloration here, which this wasn't here at all. In the movie, it was more of, it was more of, a tannish, brownish color, almost like a grayish color, sort of, it definitely wasn't mustard brown. So the fact that they went with this color is just really weird to me. And another thing to point out, this side is more painted yellow than this side, which is not a big deal, I can live with that. In fact, I actually like that. I think it gives this figure a little more character, but just, I don't understand, why this mustard yellow, it just looks kind of weird. And even, right here, at the bottom of the joint, it's starting to, crack a little bit, the paint is. So, yeah, it just looks really weird. I would have preferred that, tannish, brownish coloration. I think that would have looked a lot nicer. And this doesn't look terrible either, but still, I still wish they went with that, that more movie-accurate coloration. But that's just me. Anyway, the painting overall, like I said, it's not bad, but it's weird. The painting here is weird, so because it's weird, I'm going to give it 3/4 of a pass. Now we're going to be taking a look at the articulation, and the articulation on this figure, I think, is pretty much on par with other Hammond collection, dinosaur figures, so I won't go into too much detail, though there are some noteworthy things here. First of all, we have a hinge at the mouth here. We're going to talk about this later, just so you know. There's a bit of, a swivel here, a very, limited swivel at the base of the head here, which I don't get why that's there, but it is there, It can move 360. I'm just now discovering that, so there you go. This way you can look up like so, and downwards like so, and swivel here. The forelimbs can move about 360, which is nice. And they can move outwards like so. There is a bend in the knees here. And, also a swivel here. And same with the hind limbs. You know, they can move 360. They can move outwards about that much. Bend at the knees, as well as the swivel. And we have a bend in the ankles, as well as a swivel. The base of the tail is on a ball joint. And the middle of the tail, you know, it's on a swivel, but it can also move upwards like so, and downwards like so. And I really wish Mattel would do this for their theropod dinosaurs. Like, I get why here, you know, like, the tail is a lot smaller than on, like, say, the Juvie T-Rex, but still, I would just prefer, like, an articulated tail rather than just, you know, a bendy wire in the tail. And, yeah. That's pretty much it for the articulation here. Like I said, it's pretty much on par with like other Hammond collection, like, you know, herbivorous dinosaurs that we've gotten in the past. So there's not really a whole lot to say here, but still, the articulation, it's still good. So I'd say the articulation gets a pass. Now we'll take a look at the sculpt, and the sculpting on this figure, for the most part, I think looks great. You know, like the body itself, like, I think looks very close to the Stan Winston maquette. You know, like, the feet don't look too big, you know, nothing's, like, out of place here. Like, overall, I think the body is pretty much perfect looking. No complaints. The head is a bit of a different story. It doesn't look terrible, you know. It's not one-to-one with how the maquette looked in the Lost World, but that's totally cool. Like, it still looks good, you know, as it is. But one thing that I think is, you know, I think I should point out is what they did for the, you know, mouth articulation, which usually, you know, with Mattel figure lately, what they've been doing for, like, their herbivorous figures, they've been just kind of putting the joint, like, here, like, where the beak is, and it just looked, like, really weird and just not good at all. And I always complained about this, like, the joint should be, like, further back more. And here, they actually did that for the most part. You know, like, I still think that the jaw joint should be back, like, just a little bit, like, further back, but still, like, it is a step up from what we got before, so I'm not complaining. But also, when the mouth is open, why would you do that? They gave this figure, like, a theropod, like, membrane for the inside of the mouth here, and it just looks really weird to me, man. Like, again, I'm glad, like, you know, we're sort of, like, moving past, like, the original, like, you know, what we had before this. Like, this is a step in the right direction, but it still just looks really weird. Maybe, like, especially from the front there, it just looks really weird. Maybe what they could have done, maybe just, like, don't make this piece, like, thicker, but make it, like, stick out more, so that way it's, like, closer to, like, the edge of the, you know, mouth here, and make it green, and just, like, you know, smooth it out to make it more scaly, because, like, this is, like, the silhouette of this, like, is a huge step up from what we got before, and it still looks a little weird. Like, even, like, besides the theropod-esque membrane here, like, it still looks a little weird with the mouth open, but, like, this is, like, you know, this is still a step up, though, so, Mattel, just keep working on it. You know, like, this is a step in the right direction, but this is still, like, not good enough. So just keep trying. Just keep trying. You know, that's all I'm going to say. But still, I am happy that, you know, the joint is, like, further back, you know, on the jaw than, like, you know, at the beak here. But still, just keep working on it because you're getting closer there. You know, you're getting closer. So, yeah. But no, that's pretty much it for the sculpt. Again, like, the stuff with the head looks a little weird, but overall, I think the sculpting here looks great. So, overall, I think the sculpting here, I'd say gets 3/4 of a pass. Now, we'll take a look at the detailing, and the detailing on this figure is very nice. So let's take a closer look. So, starting off with the head here, we can see, if my camera can focus, there we go. We have a lot of nice detailing here, like the brows here are detailed nicely. And all like throughout the figure, you know, we just have a lot of these really nice, like, you know, creases and, like, crevices, and we do get, you know, some of that here, which looks very nice. The inside of the mouth has a fair bit of detailing here. Like, as out of place as these membranes are, they are at least detailed decently, so I can't really complain that much. But, you know, going to the neck here, again, we just have a lot of really nice, just a lot of really nice creases and wrinkles and whatnot. If my camera can focus, there we go. But yeah, just a lot of really nice detailing there. The side of the body here, we have a lot of really nice detailing as well. Like all of the musculature here on the side of the body looks great, and all of like the creases and like wrinkles and everything like that are just detailed really nicely here. Same with the forelimbs. Again, just a lot of really nice detailing here, like all like the wrinkles and everything, just detailed very nicely. You know, and even like the feet have a nice bit of detailing as well. The hind limbs here are detailed very nicely as well. Just a lot of really nice musculature here. And again, all of like the wrinkles and creases and everything are detailed very nicely. And even like the calves here, I think, are detailed very nicely. So yeah, just more really nice detailing on the hind limbs here. Going to the tail here, again, it's just like consistently like, you know, the same amount of like, you know, just the same bits of like, you know, wrinkles and like creases and whatnot, which I think, you know, are detailed very nicely. The dorsal plates here have a very nice bit of detailing here. You know, like they have like a lot of, a bunch of like cracks and crevices, and I just think the detailing here looks very good for the dorsal plates. The underside, again, we have a lot of really nice musculature here, just a lot of really nice, like wrinkles and creases and whatnot, which again, just looks very solid. Of course, the underside of the feet have a nice bit of detailing as well. And here we have the Jurassic Park logo. And that's pretty much it for the detailing on this figure. And the detailing here, I think, looks very good. So the detailing here, I'd say definitely gets a pass. Now, we'll do some size comparisons. Here we have my previous review, the Hammond Collection Juvinile Tyrannosaurus. Here we have the Hammond Collection Pachycephalosaurus. Here we have the Legacy Collection Juvinile Stegosaurus, so you can see the comparison between these two. I low-key prefer this one a little more, but this one isn't terrible. I'll just say that right now. And, of course, here we have some hand sanitizer. And here we have Dr. Billy Grant. And actually, I think the Juvinile Stegosaurus here scales very nicely with Dr. Billy Grant. So, yeah, the scaling here is pretty good. So at the end of the day, should you get this figure? I'd say yes. You know, there are some things that I would have done differently. I would have changed, like, the color scheme a little bit and, like, just kind of fix some of the sculpting, which is how I feel about a lot of Jurassic World figures coming out by Mattel. It's usually, like, the paint is kind of lacking and the sculpting is also kind of lacking. But overall, like, this is still a nice figure. And I do recommend that you pick this one up because, you know, like, again, it's a little weird. But for what it is, it's not too bad. The price tag isn't too bad either. This guy is only about, like, 15 bucks. So, yeah, honestly, I'd say, like, you know, if you want this figure, I'd say definitely go for it because, you know, the price I think is fair, and overall, I just think this is a nice figure, you know. Not perfect, but for what it is, I do like it, and I do recommend that you pick it up. So, yeah. Anyway, that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, Zack out. Post-recording Zack here. Mattel, if by some miracle you're watching this video, and if by some miracle you've made it this far in the video, please, I'm begging you, please, do an adult Stegosaurus from the Lost World, please. Don't do the Jurassic World Stegosaurus. Just, please, like, do us all a favor and give us a Hammond Collection adult Stegosaurus from the Lost World, please. I know you're probably not going to do the male and female T-Rex from the Lost World, but the very least you can do are the adult Stegosaurus from the Lost World. So please just give us the Lost World Stegosaurs.